On August 16, America successfully tested the Minuteman III intercontinental ballistic missile. The rocket flew over 6,000 kilometers along the given coordinates. The test demonstrated the readiness of the U.S. nuclear forces and instilled confidence in the lethality and effectiveness of a national nuclear deterrent. The Minuteman III intercontinental ballistic missile is manufactured by Boeing. Designed to carry nuclear weapons and is a key element of the United States' strategic nuclear arsenal. The missile was launched from an underground mine controlled by the launch crew. The US has more than 450 such missiles, guaranteeing a nuclear apocalypse for anyone who dares to oppose first. What is Minuteman missile? The Minuteman missile is an intercontinental ballistic missile, ICBM, that has been the mainstay of the United States land nuclear arsenal since the 1960s. There have been 3 generations of Minuteman missiles. The Minuteman I was first deployed in 1962. This 17-meter, 56-foot 3-staged missile was the first ICBM to use solid fuels, which are safer and more quickly activated than liquid fuels. It was also the first US ICBM to be based in underground silos. Between 1966 and 1973, the Minuteman I was replaced by the Minuteman II. Improved propulsion gave this missile a longer range of about 13,000 kilometers, 8,000 miles, and its re-entry vehicle, carrying a 1.2 megaton thermonuclear warhead, was equipped with electronic jammers and other devices designed to penetrate radar-directed anti-ballistic missile defenses around cities and military sites in the Soviet Union. The Minuteman III was deployed between 1970 and 1975, with 2 or 3 independently targeted re-entry vehicles, each carrying a 170 kiloton thermonuclear warhead. In the 1980s, 3 335 kiloton warheads were installed on some Minuteman IIIs, along with a more accurate guidance system that gave them a hard target kill potential to destroy reinforced ICBM silos and command bunkers in the Soviet Union. At that time, about 1,000 Minuteman II and III missiles were deployed in the middle of the continental United States. Between 1986 and 1988, 50 Minuteman IIIs were replaced by peacekeeper missiles. Under the terms of the Strategic Arms Reduction talks, the last Minuteman IIs were retired by 1995, and the peacekeepers were retired between 2002 and 2005. Minuteman III Development. The Minuteman family of missiles have served as the backbone of the U.S. land-based nuclear strategic force since 1962. The Minuteman III began development in 1964 and entered service in 1970 with a force of 550 missiles. The United States usually conducts 2 or more tests of the Minuteman III each year to ensure the arsenal is functioning and reliable. It currently has an estimated 440 missiles in its arsenal. The Minuteman III entered development in 1966 as an improvement program for the earlier Minuteman missile systems. In 1968, it underwent its first successful flight test and became operational 2 years later. Initially, 550 missiles were produced with an estimated 10-year lifespan. This has been far exceeded with continual life extension programs. Minuteman III missile specifications. The Minuteman III missile has a maximum range of 13,000 kilometers and is capable of carrying a payload of 3 re-entry vehicles. The missile originally carried a 170 KT yield Mark 12 RV and, later, a 300 to 350 KT Mark 12A RV. However, it is likely that the LGM-30G missiles are equipped with the larger and likely more accurate single 300 to 475 KT Mark 21 RV. Its original inertial navigation system provided it with an accuracy of about 200 meters SEP, but an updated inertial guidance system gives it 120 meters SEP. The missile is 18.2 meters long, with a diameter of 1.85 meters and a launch weight of 34,467 kilograms. From 2002 to 2012, the United States spent an estimated $7 billion to upgrade and extend the service lives of the 450 missiles in its arsenal to 2030. The Air Force maintains these weapons with approximately 150 missiles located at each missile field in Wyoming, Montana, and North Dakota. The Minuteman III was the first U.S. missile fitted with MIRVs. Each missile was originally deployed with 3 warheads for a fleet total of 1,500 warheads on 500 launchers. The US removed 2 warheads from 150 missiles in 2001 in order to meet its treaty obligations under START. The Obama administration began demerving the rest of the Minuteman arsenal as part of the new START treaty. As of June 16, 2014, the US Minuteman III missiles have only a single warhead. However, unlike under START, the United States was not obligated to alter the missile in order to demerve it. Therefore, the United States could restore warheads to its ICBM force if the international security environment changed. Minuteman missiles versus Satan II missiles. Russia's Satan II intercontinental ballistic missile, ICBM, is said by its manufacturer to be unparalleled worldwide, though experts believe the threat of its use might exceed the power of the weapon. Russia completed a missile test of the Satan II on April 20, about 3 years after its capabilities were introduced by Putin. The missile is 116 feet long and weighs 220 tons. The Center for Strategic and International Studies reported that its development began in the early 2000s. It can reportedly carry up to 15 light nuclear warheads as part of an MIRV, multiple independently targetable re-entry vehicles. MIRVs were developed in the early 1960s to help missiles deliver multiple nuclear warheads to different targets. In contrast to a traditional missile, which carries one warhead, MIRVs can carry multiple warheads, the Center for Strategic and International Studies reported. For instance, a Russian MIRV missile under development may be able to carry up to 16 warheads, each in a separate re-entry vehicle. The warheads are also reportedly able to be released from the missile at different speeds and in different directions, as some can hit targets as far as 932 miles, 1,500 kilometers. The Center for Strategic and International Studies reported that the Satan II has an estimated range between 6,200 and 11,180 miles, 10,000 to 18,000 kilometers. By comparison, the US LGM-30 Minuteman missile weighs about 79,400 pounds and has a 5.5-foot diameter, about 4 feet smaller than the Satan II. The Minuteman can travel about 8,100 miles, 13,000 kilometers.